This is not going to be a bullshit video. 7 specific mistakes that I made that kept me small. The first mistake being doing lateral raises too heavy. So I got at this point like a few months ago. I was really starting to grow again in the gym because I had like a plateau phase, and me increasing the weights, lowering the rep range zones, and picking different exercises suddenly made me grow really fast and get me strong. But then I started doing like 30 kg lateral raises. I started at 15 kg, slowly increased the weights, and I also slowly decreased my form. And I was throwing it around, and I was like saying to everyone, no, it's like compound, it's still good. Then I made a mistake there. Lateral raises, never do them too heavy. Like, you should not really go above 20 kg, I believe. Maybe if you're like extremely strong bodybuilder on juice, but otherwise it is like, I think, not really naturally possible to do like 25 kg with a really strict form of like 12 reps. And then this will also have carry over to exercises like your biceps and your calves. These are smaller muscle groups that you need to have a bit more focus on when you train them. The second mistake being not training compound movements. So with the science-based lifting community, compound movements were scrutinized because, hey, when we look at doing like a heavy lats pull down or doing like a bicep curl, it means more activation in our biceps than doing a lats pull down. Therefore, only need to do isolation exercises. If you want the most like bang for your buck, as I say it, if you want like the most gains in total, do a lot of compound movements. So for your legs, it is squats and hip hinges. For your chest, it is pressing movements. For your back, it is pulling movements. Just heavy compound exercises. And then supplement with isolation exercises. So you do a heavy lateral raise machine. So still with a good form, but a bit on the heavier sides. And then you finish off at the end of your workouts with lighter raises. You start off your workout with like bench and dips, and you finish it off with like chest flies. That's another thing. Start with the compounds and end with the isolations. Some people talk about pre-fatigue, first doing the isolations and then doing compounds. That is stupid. That's just people trying to be different. Don't do hip thrusts. They are a waste of time. Hip thrusts is this movement where you just primarily isolate your glutes. And I think it is a bit weird because outside of the fact that you look a bit gay when you do that exercise, it's just a bit weird for a man to do it. I don't know really why. You don't really need to care about the opinion, in my opinion. You don't need to care about the opinions of others, in my opinion. So whether you care about that or not is up to you. But when you do hip hinges, so a deadlift, a Romanian deadlift, a stiff leg deadlift, you already train your glutes like enough. Do you really want that your legs and then like a big glute area like a sanka, or they say it in the Netherlands? No, bro, you just want a defined glute with like a bit of muscle, maybe a little bit of fat also there. So I've like, this is a side point, but I have a bit more fat storage around my glute area. That is like really beneficial to me. So my glutes already look like big. And with just doing like the hip hinges, I train them to get a little bit stronger, and over time a little bit fat will go away and we'll get in this perfect sweet spot. Fourth mistake is barbell squats. Okay, if you really enjoy barbell squats, sure, but every single person that I've spoken to in real life hates barbell squats. Just move to either a Smith machine squat or a hack squat. Okay, I'm not saying to completely cut out squats. Squats are really important. Leg presses cannot really replace squats. But it is, I think, such a stupid idea that, oh yeah, everyone's saying, yeah, you need to do barbell squats. Oh, perfect for your muscle growth. When I did barbell squats, and I had a good form, so I literally have like some guy in my gym who has studied for the gym, look at my form. He was like, yeah, your form is all right. And I did not really feel my quads. I was just feeling my lower back and my traps were hurting, which is the next mistake. So don't do the barbell squats. Just if you enjoy them, keep doing them, but otherwise just move on to a Smith or a hack squat. But pussy pads, straps, chalk. If you want to use these, go and use them. Who cares that people say, oh, it's a pussy pad. Oh, men don't squat. Men don't do, men don't squat with pussy pads. Like even me on the Smith machine, I still use a pussy pad. Because if I don't, the exercise is like 40% less effective because it's now hurting my traps. Now I'm not really focused anymore on feeling my quads. It is this weird thing like, yeah, so you are caring about the opinion of others, and then your legs are small, and yeah, the opinions of others are gone. So just be selfish and think, I want muscle growth, so who cares? Look, I have straps, but I still have like bigger forearms than all the guys who are doing no straps because they want to also grow their forearms. Just do whatever you want. These are enhancements to your fitness. They are like benefactory. So don't, because people want to be different, listen to them. Try to use as least fixed machines as possible. So I'm not talking about a Smith machine here. I'm not talking about necessarily a hex squats. I'm more talking about upper body and then the arm machines. So you have like a pad and you just need to do this. You have like the chest press where it's just a fixed path. You cannot like go out or in. It's a fixed path where you need to push. If you really feel your chest well, okay, keep doing it. But most times these machines are like beginner friendly. So for beginners, it's great to have a little bit of a push strength. But these exercises won't isolate your chest like really good. So if you, I'm talking, yes, compounds are still important, but if you really want to feel your chest a bit more, which should be like the priority when you're doing a chest press, which is like still mainly for your chest. But now in my gym, we have like 4 chest presses, which is like ridiculous. We don't have like a rear delt reverse fly. We do have 4 chest presses, and they're all shit. You cannot really feel your chest. It's just, you feel your triceps, your front delt a bit, this weird moving pattern. And because of the opinions of others, which was the previous mistake, I did not do like barbell bench press. And I just did barbell bench press. Oh, so this is how you feel your chest. Why is my chest so red after this exercise? And then I decided to do more free weight exercises. So barbell, dumbbell exercises, or like some Smith machine or some cable pulleys, which can go in all different directions because every arm is different. So maybe your arm is, the insertion at your biceps is just a bit more upwards, which means that you need a bit more stretch or a bit less. So for everyone it's different. So try to avoid machines. The mistake that I made was to only do rowing movements for your back. So doing rowing is like, it's good. Like doing like the cable row, do some single arm row, some pant leg row. They're great exercises. But if you want to have like an attractive body, you want a wide back. And horizontal pulling gives you a bit of widthness to your body, but it is mainly thickness. If you want a wider back, you need to do more vertical pulling. So pull-ups, let's pull downs, single arm let's pull downs, maybe even let's prayers. These are more vertical pulling movements, which then will make your lats more wide and therefore will give you like more space, and then you can make that wider area more thick. The biggest mistake you can make is not incorporating progressive overload. Simple, I don't need really to explain this. Make sure to always keep adding weights or reps or sets every single week. And I would not add sets, that's like something that Jeff Nippert said. Just do weights or reps. And even better, stay at the same amount of reps and add just 1.5 kg every single time you train the same muscle. Last mistake is to focusing too much on your form. So it is really important to have like some basic form technique. So for the first few weeks, maybe the first month of going to the gym, you want to have that base built. You want to have some understanding about the gym, like what's, oh, I really need to stretch out my back here. I really need to, when doing bench press, retract my shoulder blades, some basic form cues. But for example, when doing bicep curls, it doesn't really matter that you don't stretch all the way out. It doesn't really matter that with tricep push downs, your elbows are not at the exact same position. If you're focusing on that and not on just squeezing the muscle as hard as possible, now you have like a beautiful exercise that looks great from the outside. But now I am doing 2.5 times, like not 2.5 kg, I'm doing 2.5 times the weight that you are doing on like tricep push downs. So you're doing like 25, 30 kg. I'm sitting there on 65 kg, like pushing it for like just 6 to 7 reps. And my triceps is getting stronger. And you are just showcasing how you need to do the perfect exercise, maybe even mewing a bit. Weirdo. These are all mistakes that I made myself in the past 2 years. So if you made any of these mistakes, it's not bad because I did them too, and I'm also fine. Don't jump overboard. Just try to incorporate like the one or two that stood out the most here. And if you want personal help from me for building the biggest, and if you want personal help from me to building an aesthetic body, like an extreme aesthetic body, not just an aesthetic body, but the extreme way, click the link in the description. I will personally help you. We will have a whole community of guys working for extreme physiques and not just for a balanced life. I'll see you in there.